All right, guys. Today we are gonna be reacting to "She Makes Men Wait to Hook Up Because She Knows What She Wants." Jump in.
Yeah, when it feels right.
So like an hour.
It's typically after maybe 10 dates.
Bella, come on, bruv. 10 dates?
Is that bad?
You're waiting 10 dates?
10 dates isn't a lot. Oh, if
That's a lot
I
of
usually
dates.
hang out with
You usually hang out with what?
with the other person pretty often.
Damn.
So
okay.
it goes by pretty fast. But
That's a
Nice.
lot of money.
That's
That's a lot of cost per nut on that one.
Hold on. It's a little degenerate.
10 whole dates, $100
Not
a
very
dinner.
Christian. Not very Christian of you to say that. It's not very Christian.
CPN.
The ROI or whatever. Damn, 10 dates?
is that a lot?
It's a lot. That's a lot.
No, you should be chaste. In fact, you should wait till marriage.
Some people wait months.
I think in the past, I maybe just a few dates, but now I'm kind of waiting for the right guy.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Brian should tell you his. Okay, I'm just gonna. I'm
No,
just
say
gonna
it, say it, say it.
watch. I'm
No.
just gonna watch. Okay.
What is, no, Andrew, what is it?
So
Andrew-
Brian has an irrefutable argument. It upsets me greatly. I argue with him all the time, and I end up losing on this argument every single time. So here's the argument. The argument just goes simply like this. If you were promiscuous before you got to the man that you really liked, but you were not going to sleep with that man, right, because you now want to wait, wouldn't that man feel gypped?
He might, but I think at least for me, it'll feel the intention is different.
What?
I agree.
Yeah, the intention is-
no dispute there that the intention is
But
different.
yeah, I could
I'm just
see.
let's just look at it from the man's perspective. So let's say, and this, of course, this would never happen because I'm not really a 10, but that's really funny to say. But let's just assume for a second that you and I were dating, right? Hypothetically, of course.
She loves that. Look at
And we sat down.
You love that, bro. This is. That's an egg, right? That's what they call an egg. He's nagging, but he can't keep it. This nagging is like bringing the female down from the pedestal, right? A lot of people confuse that with simply. They confuse nags with insulting somebody, right? Saying something bad. No, neg is something playful where you're just bringing people down from their cloud. And notice that he's nagging the girl, the captain, I guess, and he's keeping the conversation. That's where the secret is. You nag that person, you keep the conversation going.
And we're having dinner, and we're having a great time, and we have a few drinks, and we get into it, and you're like, look, I really like you. I do have a bit of a sordid past. I've slept with, let's say, 10 guys or 15 guys, and some of them even on the first date. I've done this even on the first date. But with you, I really like you, right? And I want to wait so that this is like meaningful. From my perspective, wouldn't I be like, what the fuck? Like, you fucked all these guys? Like, what? Where's my, you know what I mean? Wouldn't from the guy's perspective, how do you think that would make them feel?
Yeah, I understand that. I could see how a guy could, kind of be maybe upset about it or feel gypped.
That everybody else
Sorry.
was able to be like, hey, on the first night, I slept with that guy, but that was a mistake. But I really like you, so I'm going to make you wait. Doesn't that just sound backwards?
It can, but then, I'd probably tell him that because he's so special.
Yes,
boy.
and now we get to the heart of the argument. So you thought that the first part was the argument, but it wasn't. It was just a lead up to the argument. So here's where Brian comes in with the kill shot. That annoys me to no end.
Oh, okay.
Here's the kill shot
got
to the
the-
argument. Brian says,
Yo,
"Put
what's
in
up
your
with
fa-"
that lady? She look like her shoulders are so big, so are not. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to say anything. My eyes might be twitching or something. I don't know. I might be wrong here. Might be watching the video from a wrong angle. But something is not right here, man.
faking virtue.
I might be wrong.
Because it was not for you virtuous to not sleep with the men before me. It's only because you really like me and you think my preference is that I want a woman who is virtuous. And so even though you want to sleep with me, you will not because that's my preference. So you're actually faking virtue.
Well, I would probably put it on myself. I'd probably say it's
Sure.
because I was immature, and I think
Yeah.
for once in my life, I know exactly what I want.
Sure, but from the guy's perspective, right? Again, from let's say Brian's perspective, he thinks, but if you're making me wait and you say you're doing it for me, it's because you must think that I have the preference that I don't want to be with a promiscuous woman. And if you were promiscuous with all the men before me, then you must be faking being
the hell, bro?
virtuous because you think that's what I want.
Her neck's so thick too, man.
I don't know what to say.
Can I add something? Because I actually like relate to this a lot. So with my kids,
Yo, am I? Yo, I can't watch this video like this because I don't want to waste my time. What's going on here? Let me see. Well, she might be a very fit CrossFit lady, I guess.
dad, I had met him, but like the first like month or so, like we didn't have sex or anything. So that for me, it was because like most guys usually like they just like want to like hit it and quit it, you know? So
Or you give it to them.
the fact that he also was like understanding of like, oh, you know, like we both actually like cared about each other, like see something in each other to wait. Like, I don't feel like every guy is going to be like, oh, well, why are you going to fuck him but not me?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's say you had fucked him on the first night, right? How would that have changed your relationship dynamic?
He probably would have just went on to the next girl and
Right. So
Yeah.
then the virtue here was self-serving. You didn't sleep with him because you thought if you did, he'd move on to the next girl, not because you have an objection to sleeping with him. That's exactly what faking virtue is. That's the heart of Brian's argument, which is why it's so frustrating to me, because I've been pondering for one straight year. This literally plagues me at night. I cannot refute this argument. It bothers me to no end. But what you just demonstrated was the perfect example of faking virtue.
yeah.
I will not have sex with you because I'm afraid that if I do, it'll give you the wrong idea about me, and then you'll move on to the next girl. Perfect.
So what about the idea of,
right?
like, the
that
guys-
means then that you would sleep with him if you thought he would stay with you.
So what about, because I know like we're both like talking
Hang on,
to
can
other
you answer
people.
to this question? If you
Yeah.
knew for sure that he would have stayed with you if you had slept with him night one, wouldn't you have?
Probably not, because I usually
There we go.
like the first night.
There we go. There we go. There we go. This is why you need parents and father in their house. You see, they don't even know what the hell they want. If you knew he was gonna stay with you, would you give it to him? No. That's freaking virtue.
Night
That I
three?
like.
Night three?
No, because he lived like really far, so we
Okay,
only saw
but
each
if he
other like
didn't
a
live
few
really
times
far?
a week.
If he didn't live really far?
Maybe, but it
Yeah,
didn't- it
maybe.
didn't
So
go
you were
like that.
faking virtue. So what
Not
you were doing is
faking.
you were making him wait because you wanted him to think you weren't that kind of girl. That way he would stick
Well,
around.
he met me at a strip club,
That's-
so he probably already thought I was that, and he was probably already
May-
expecting
maybe.
to get something
And
out
look,
of me.
Look, every circumstance is different. In this case, I'll even grant in this circumstance is different. But even then, your entire mindset behind this was, I didn't sleep with him immediately because he would think something bad about me and move on to the next girl. So I made him wait. It was not, though, that you objected to him and you wanted him to wait because of virtue. It was because you thought it was a good way to net him. And so then we get into that's what faking virtue is. And every single time this is played out, it always plays out the same way. And it pisses me off. And I want to like choke Brian all the time. I want to literally strangle him because I don't know how to refute that argument. Because you are faking virtue. You're not doing it for him. You're doing it for you, right? To keep him.
Well, I kind of did it more for me because I
That's what he said.
I wanted it to go
Exactly.
further. you know. So like I didn't want to just give it to him, and you know who knows where it would have went. I wanted to like wait and see where it actually go, and then like if I see it's not gonna go anywhere, I'm either not gonna do it, we're not gonna have sex, or we could just do it and
Right.
move on. Like if that's all.
I agree.
the
I
exchange.
totally understand exactly what you're saying. You're not doing it though because you think in your head it's virtuous to stay pure. It's virtuous to be chaste. You're doing it because you think it'll.
Well, I didn't think
keep
that because
the
I was a
guy.
stripper, so I'm like, he probably already thinks I'm like a whore. So
Yeah, right. You're doing it because you think it'll keep the guy. That's what faking virtue is.
But it doesn't.
It's like, I'm not.
It doesn't work like that, guys. Because what the guy start thinking is, what? I'm just wasting my time here. I'm just wasting my time. They just go with another guy. I'm gonna get another woman. That's what
See,
happened, guys.
I'm not like this, but you were like this with 10 other guys, or 5 other guys, or 2 other guys, or whatever.
Yeah, but they were
But
different.
I'm not going to be like this with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm actually virtuous to keep him interested. That is what faking virtue is. And so this argument, I've had trouble refuting when Brian says, well, shouldn't I feel gypped? Because they're just faking virtue. How the fuck is he wrong?
Okay, I have a thought on that. So,
Okay.
And I'll weigh in too. Go ahead.
I think generally, if you sleep with anyone, male or female, I think there's some kind of emotional connection. And if you sleep with them early on, maybe you don't get a chance to actually get to know them to decide whether you do like them or not. So that's my reason.
Okay. I mean,
But you've already you made that decision later in your life, because earlier in your life you were more, at least in this situation, the woman was more, she threw it out more often. So she
Yeah.
came to this conclusion later. The guy would say, "Oh, well, that's funny that you come to that conclusion later, but with all those other guys in your past, you
Yeah.
weren't so chaste." You know?
Yeah, well, and I think that's why I've always, not always, but I've been in so many relationships that lasted so long. And
You
it's
waited
probably
with
because
all of them?
I didn't wait that long. And I think if I would have waited, I probably wouldn't have ended up being with some of these guys. So it's like a hard lesson that I learned.
perhaps. I do want to come back to it, but really quick, because we were going around the table on this. How long do you think you should wait before hooking up? Quick answers, guys.
I don't know what the hell is that, man. To be honest, I don't know. Like it makes no sense. But you know why? Because females are not thinking logically when they do this. Guys, if they feel attraction, they're gonna give it to you the same night. The same night. That's how it is. They just give it to you. If they don't feel that kind of attraction, they try testing you, which is just sex. And guess what happened? The guy that you're supposed to give it, if you're not virgin, the guy that you're supposed to give it to, right? You have to give it to him fast, because then all of a sudden that's it. That's it. You're not gonna have that chance anymore. And a lot of guys, they go with another woman. They're not gonna wait, and that's why they're single. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one.